Louisa Badaracco, and this is Bridge Prep. Damon Burrell started his career at DDB Chicago, where he was exposed to agency life and prestigious brands in the world. Damon later moved to Ogilvy and Mather. His advertising experience helped him transition into marketing strategy at MTV. Damon quickly moved up the ranks as a VP at MTV and is currently a senior vice president at Nickelodeon. Damon, what made you want to move from advertising to marketing?
It was mainly due to me wanting a broader, more strategic role. Being in advertising and working at advertising agencies, the majority of the focus was on media planning and buying, advertising development, both concept and execution, whether it's radio ads or television ads or print ads, etc. And I wanted to move to a more strategic job that allowed for me to focus more on marketing strategy, segmentation, positioning, value creation for customers, and in addition to just the media planning and buying and advertising development.
How did your advertising experience help you with your current position?
Working at advertising agencies, and this is something that I tell most people that are interested in starting off in advertising, is that an ad agency really helps you build the core fundamental skills that you need, either in the ad industry or the marketing industry or any organization for that matter. Those core skills being like presentation skills, selling skills, media, creative, research, the core pillars of an advertising agency. Having all of those things at the beginning of my career really allowed for me to build a strong foundation to build off of when I started to get a better grasp and exposure of just marketing strategy and advertising strategy.
What steps did you take to get to the position that you're in today?
What steps did I take? Honestly, I had a plan. Each job that I accepted and each job that I went after was designed and positioned to help me get to the next job that I knew I wanted to achieve. So by the time I left college, the first internship I had was designed to get me my next job, and the first job out of college was designed to get me the next job that I wanted at a bigger advertising agency on a bigger account. And then the next job after that was positioned for the next one, and so on and so on. Even to this day, I'm still, positioning myself now, and the reason why I accepted the role that I have now is because I knew it would help position me to get to where I want to get to in 3 years, 5 years from now, et cetera, and it'll continue to go on.
And what surprised you the most about working in marketing?
What's surprising the most to me is that with all of the technologies that are out there and all of the different types of media outlets that people have at their disposal and all the different types of media that people consume, from a marketing perspective, it's still the same. It still comes down to creating value. It still comes down to delivering value and communicating value to a specific target audience and doing it in a way that helps you differentiate yourself amongst your competitors. So even after all of these years and after all of the time and investment and money and different technologies that are out there, what's surprising me the most is that at the core, marketing is still the same, and I think it always will be.
How has your job changed as you've moved up the ladder?
Well, the money gets a little better. No, I'm just kidding. Once you start to get into more managerial positions, you'll start to realize and notice that you're not focusing as much on the day-to-day type activities that your typical job description requires. Very seldom am I actually just sitting down working on and developing a marketing plan. or just sitting down and spending all day and working on an actual marketing strategy. So as you move up, your job begins to focus more on leadership development, not only for yourself, but also leadership development amongst those beneath you. Your job changes in it because you have to start managing the people above you and making them successful within senior level management. Employee growth and development of your teams becomes critical. Management and just and moving into corporate strategy as opposed to a specific discipline strategy that you currently oversee. You have to start figuring out how your overall department fits within the overall corporate strategy and the role that it plays and how it benefits that.
And I'm curious, how do you see advertising and marketing changing over the next 5 to 10 years?
That's something that I talk about every day, whether it's on the phone or at lunch with other colleagues. What I think over the next 5 to 10 years is going to happen is that there's going to be a huge increase on accountability and return on investment for marketing. And the other big thing that's going to change is a very sophisticated way to target and segment overall audiences. There was a movie that came out. I can't remember the name of it, but basically it was a scenario where you could be walking through the airport and different light beams will catch your eye and read your profile and show you an ad that's completely different from the person standing right next to you. So everything is completely targeted and segmented by the individual. Believe it or not, and within 5 to 10 years, we're definitely going to be there.
And final question here, what skills and attributes are essential in order to be successful in marketing?
Well, for marketing, I think you definitely have to have an insatiable amount of intellectual curiosity. You have to always be asking the question why. One of the things that differentiates successful marketers from others is the fact that they have a strong understanding of human behavior. And given that human behavior is subjective and it changes often, you always have to be asking yourself, why? Why did this happen? Why will that happen? And coming up with different scenarios and philosophies on why that's the case. Those are the types of people, and those are the types of skills that I feel are essential in order to be successful. It gets to a certain point where everyone that you're around is smart. There isn't anyone in my group or anyone in my organization that isn't intelligent. So that's not a differentiator. What's going to have to be a differentiator is what ideas are you bringing to the table and how are you bringing those ideas to the table. And from what I've seen, those who consistently challenge themselves and challenge others and are consistently asking the question why and searching for the answers are the ones that bring the big ideas to the table.
Damon, thank you so much for joining us.